Ya, baik, kali ini kita akan bahas topik ya. Kali ini topiknya tentang Linux ya, Linux. Jadi diusahain topiknya itu beda-beda karena kita juga kerjain juga nggak melulu mikrotik gitu ya, macam-macam juga. Baik, hari ini kita akan bahas Linux Skill for Network Engineer. Nama saya Ahmad Mardiansyah. Agenda kita hari ini kita akan bahas itu Linux ya, bagi yang saya asumsikan di sini adalah newbie ya. Jadi teman-teman akan English. Ini okay, so you guys from Indonesian or not? Okay guys, so you want me to speak in English or Indonesian? Okay, please type here. Put something in the chat. Okay, so okay, majority says Indonesian. Okay, fine, fine. Thank you, thank you. Ya, jadi kembali ke agenda. Kita akan bahas Linux itu apa, kemudian nanti ada network engineer. Sebenarnya ini hanya sharing.
Ahmad Mardiansyah. Kan Indonesia.
Oke. Linux, kemudian network engineer, Linux untuk network engineer. Kemudian nanti kalau waktunya sempat kita akan coba login ke servernya kita ya. Untuk detail portnya berapa, URL-nya berapa, username passwordnya apa nanti di share di chat ya. Pastikan bisa bisa connect ya, bawa SSH client. Oke, semua sudah bisa ya. SSH client udah tahu kan, softwarenya apa, pakai putih ya. Bagi yang belum tahu, yang baru aja kaget gitu, apa itu putih ya, googling aja dulu. Ya, kita lanjut. Introduction, jadi apa itu GLC, Garda Lintas Cakrawala. Kita base di Bandung, area IT dan training dan consulting. Kita certified partner untuk Mikrotik Ubiquiti Linux ya. Kita juga punya produk namanya GLC Billing gitu. Ya, dan kita juga punya regular event contohnya seperti yang kita lakukan sekarang. Ya. Lanjut. Ya, nama saya Ahmad Mardiansyah, saya base di Bandung, Indonesia. Saya pengguna Linux dari tahun 99. Waktu itu distronya adalah Red Hat, ya Red Hat 52 ya, lama banget. Terus habis itu ada Mandrake ya, Mandrake 7, Slackware 8 gitu ya. Waktu itu Debian masih jarang ya. Ada tahu Debian ada, cuman saya nggak pernah pakai waktu itu ya. Dan zaman itu zaman susah, internet susah ya. Harus ke warnet dulu, modemnya pakai modem yang V90 itu yang suaranya khas banget gitu. Oke. Dan ya, saya kontributor juga di beberapa website. Dan kalau teman-teman mau connect itu ada LinkedIn saya. Pengalaman kerja, project gitu ya. Tahun 2020 di Kongo sama Malaysia kita ada IoT integration, jadi ada barang-barang IoT, misalkan barang-barang kecil-kecil itulah ya, misalkan ya apa ya, meter, kemudian nanti ada lock ya, kemudian ada reader gitu ya, apa sih namanya, meteran listrik gitu ya, cuman dia terkoneksi ke wireless. Nah, nanti dia kirim data terus ke network gitu. Nah, itu data itu kita masukin ke database, kemudian kita hadirkan di Kita hadirkan di dalam sebuah interface gitu. Nah, itu salah satu integration kita. Jadi ada urusan sama network nggak? Ya dikit gitu. Banyakan sih ya programming sama OS gitu. OS-nya dikit. Banyakan sih programming gitu. Kemudian ada network automation, jadi karena nanti kita banyak klien gitu ya. Jadi di sana ada ISP, kita bantu untuk manage, kita bikin apa sih namanya, kayak aplikasi untuk manage networknya lah gitu. Kan sekarang tuh kalau manage network terpisah-pisah ya, harus login ke sana, harus login ke sini, harus aplikasi itu, harus aplikasi ini gitu ya. Nah, kita bikin satu barang untuk unifikasi semua itulah gitu ya. Dan itu custom ya. Karena customer itu kan pasti mintanya unik gitu. Oke, itu tahun 2020. Ya, yang jelas pasti remote semua. Sebelum tahun lalu kita ke DRC, ke Afrika, ya manage barang di sana gitu ya, sama aja wireless ya, ISP wireless. Kenapa wireless? Karena itu yang paling mudah ya nggak? Paling murah, paling mudah, paling cepat ya nggak? Kalau kita pakai fiber optik udah mahal, lama lagi gitu kan. Belum lagi kalau ada mati lampu, listrik, ya, dan seterusnya dan seterusnya. Sebelumnya lagi di Malaysia, Libya dan seterusnya ya. Oke, tentang webinar ini ya kita lakukan pertama kali tahun 2010 ya. 1 Januari itu emailnya saya screenshot. Di milis Osuk ya. Jadi zaman dulu tuh ada namanya Osuk Open Solaris. Jadi saya dulu basisnya sistem administration. Saya pakai belajar Linux tahun 99, kemudian tahun 2003 kalau nggak salah. Saya dapat CCNA gitu ya. Saya waktu itu nggak kenal mikrotik. Baru kenal mikrotik tahun 2007 gitu. Masih pakai mikrotik versi 2.3 kalau nggak salah tuh ya. Waktu itu fiturnya belum ramai seperti sekarang.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Kemudian, ya, hello. Please
I'm
come
sorry.
in.
I think one of the participant is from overseas.
Oh, really?
Can you ask Mr. Shamal Das? Maybe.
Oh, really? Okay. Sorry, sir. Are you from overseas, not from Indonesia? Okay, because if you are, and then I'll be speaking in English. Hello. Okay. Does he contact you privately? All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it seems like one of the participants are not from here. Okay. So I'll be speaking in English then. Right. So this was about our GLC webinar. So the webinar was started in 2010, January 1st. At that time, we talk about the operating system. And then at that time, we had an OSUK, Open Solaris User Group. So I had a presentation in 2010 about the Solaris operating system, about some features from Solaris, because since 2006, Solaris was open source, done by Sun Microsystem, and then later on, Sun Microsystem acquired by Oracle. So now it's called Oracle operating system, Oracle Solaris. Okay, about yourself, I think you already introduced yourself here. Thank you. Right, okay. Okay, it's all right. I can see some of you here do not really understand. I mean, has had difficulties of understanding English. Okay, so thank you. So the guest is from Bangladesh. Right, okay. Okay, welcome again. Welcome to our webinar. And then you don't have to worry here because I'll be speaking in English, okay? So if you have any questions, and then feel free to ask any questions, right? Okay, so next we'll talk about the Unix or Unix or Linux. Okay, so we talk about the history. So history about Unix and Linux. So Okay, right. So actually, the Linux and Unix started in 1970s. It was a long time ago. Initially, it was open source. It was a project done by the member of AT&T. AT&T is like telecom in Indonesia. So at the time, AT&T was a very big telecommunication company in the United States. So inside the company, they built an operating system called UNIX, done by Dennis Ritchie, Ken Thompson, right? And then they make it open source initially, and then university adds more features on it. So, and then one university that is acting as a distribution of the source code is UCLA, University California, Berkeley. And then that is the university becomes a hub of source code repository. So you remember that time we don't have a source code management like what we have now. There is no GitHub, there is no GitLab, no subversion. If you know that, there is no CVS. So at the time, the source code is managed by manually. And then the Unix become closed. So closed, and then AT&T sold all its rights to Unix to Novell. Yeah. So at the time, if you want to get the source code, and then you have to pay. You have to pay license for that. So that's why from Unix it becomes, for example, it becomes so. Sun Microsystem bought the source code, so it becomes the Solaris operating system. The ABM pay the license and then buy the source code, and then it become AIX. Okay, IBM AIX. I was working in Siemens. Okay, at the time since 2004, I think. Yes, yeah. It when just after the tsunami in Aceh, 2004. 2004, yeah, December. Yeah, December 2004. Yeah. So at the time, yeah, so I was working in Siemens, German company, German-based company, and then they also have their own Unix called Sinix. Okay, SINIX, Sinix. Maybe it's called Siemens Unix. Microsoft also has their own Unix, and then many types of Unix. So after they buy license from Novell company, and then they develop their own internally in their own organizations, and then it becomes their own flavor of Unix. Okay, so the university had an objection because they have to pay the license, and then they also argue that, well, we also develop the operating system, so it's not only you uh, is having a rights for this operating system. We also have a part of it because we also develop some features on it, and then they are battling in court, settled in 1994, and then it becomes the FreeBSD. Okay, so the source code is free, available in for everybody, and then after the court settled, the BSD replaced AT&T components and become FreeBSD, and also the source code is developed to become other BSD like OpenBSD, Dragonfly BSD, Trusted BSD, whatever BSD. Okay, and actually, when you say Unix, Unix is actually is a trademark owned by the Open Group here. So Open Group is an organization that certifies the operating system. So if you build an operating system and then you want to call it Unix, okay, and then you have to contact Open Group, please certify my operating system here. I want to name it Unix. So Unix is like a standard, and then it's managed by Open Group, and then of course, yeah, I mean, it's like other certification. You have to give them some monies for a certification process. Okay, so as you can see, some brands already registered as Unix, for example, like IBM, Apple. Apple is a Unix. Okay, HP, UX, okay, Huawei, IBM, I've said that before, and then SEO, okay, not many, okay, but for them you can call them Unix, okay, and then there is a movement called Unix-like, okay. So Unix-like means it behaves like a Unix, but they are not Unix because they are not registered, they are not certified by the open group, right? Okay, clear? So guys, if you have any questions, and then please type here in the group chat. Okay, so next, this is a Unix timeline. I think it's too small, but you can access. This is a free and you can access from everywhere. Oops, sorry. So it started from AT&T here. So if you can see the pictures, and then started in 1970s here. It was a Unix version, and then it became BSD. They have battling in the court here, and then it becomes a free BSD, okay, and then and so on and so forth up to now. And then some of the source code becomes Dragonfly BSD, and then other BSD, right? Uh, Apple have their own operating system because they bought the license, right? Yeah, some of them are from Unix Next Step, and then some of the source code are from FreeBSD. And yeah, you can see here there are other Unix as well. So the red one here is the closed source, okay, like the HPUX from HP, and then we have a Solaris operating system here. Actually, the Solaris is open. It's called Open Solaris since 2006. I was part of the community at the time, so we were very happy. Everyone can learn the source code of the Unix. What about Linux? Linux is different. Linux started as their own path. Okay, so nothing to do with the Unix. So there is no source code because at the time, 1991 here, the Linux Torvalds said that, okay, FreeBSD is good, but they have problem in the regarding the license, okay, and then the code is still not settled, so I will start a new one. All right. Okay, so that's how the Unix timeline looks like. Okay, so some of the features from Unix are, so in the beginning, they already designed the operating system to become a multitasking. Okay, so it means that because they have a multiprocessor, right? They have a microprocessor, sorry, not microcontroller. Okay, microprocessor, and because they are using microprocessor like CPU that we are using now, it's like Intel, AMD. At the time, there was Cyrix, yeah, long time ago. Yeah, they have this is a big advantage if you are using a Unix operating system. So, for example, when you are typing, you can play an audio. You can, when you watch, just like our operating system now, but in the beginning, they already have that multitasking feature. Also multiprocessing, so it means that some processes are already distributed and then to be executed on different processor. Of course, they have multi-user, like the one that we are doing many times ago in the previous webinars. I give you the username and password and then the port number so that you can log into our server. Unix is also simple, but actually during my experience for the for the new persons, learning Unix and learning Windows both are difficult. That's what they said. But for me, Unix is as a developer, Unix is simple because everything is a file here. Even though you can access hard disk, you can access monitor, you can access keyboard, and because everything is a file. It's different compared to Windows because when you are accessing device on Windows, it is different. Okay, so it's not simple like when we are accessing um, hardware in Unix operating system. Unix also has a command line interface, okay, and then many are configuration are based on the plain text. Okay, some of the Unix are open source like Linux and FreeBSD, and then many are used as a server. Right. Okay. So Unix is popular because in terms of a server area. So there are many servers in the internet that are Unix based, either Unix or Linux, and mostly now is Linux based. We have also here source IDC 2018. So many are server operating system or subscription are Linux or Unix based. Okay, and then we also have, I just copy this from Netcraft, and then Netcraft carried from Digital Oceans. So many are, many of the servers, the VPS that they sold were Unix based, I mean Linux based. Right, so about network engineer. Okay. So network engineer is a person that is responsible to manage or design a network of an organization. So the primary focus for the network is the network engineer is to manage the network. Okay, the network itself. So they have a network, and then the network engineer will manage the network. Some example tasks are managing client server connectivity. Okay, planning an IP address, so make sure that the IP address do not clash. Okay. Okay, I have one raised hand here. Okay. You want to say something? One person raised hand. Kevin Hidayatullah. Yes. You want to say something? No. Okay. So I think it was an accident. Okay, so please stop your raised hand. So otherwise I will confuse. Okay, because if you raise hand and then usually you want to say something or you want to comment on what I'm saying. Okay, so back to the slide here. Network engineer usually responsible for IP address, uh, manage topology. Okay, either it's star topology, mesh topology, or whatever topology you're using. And the most important thing here is manage the network device. Okay, switches, routers, firewalls, whatever. Okay, so that's the network engineer. And then, okay, so this is a meme for network engineer. Yeah. So basically what you're doing is on the bottom right here. Okay, so you do ping, trace route, make sure that the connectivity is good. So ping and trace route is two basic troubleshooting tools that you are using for troubleshooting the network problem. Right. Next, Linux for network engineer. Yeah. Okay. So Linux on networking world. There are many network appliances that is based on Linux. For example, MikroTik. Okay, every network engineer in Indonesia knows what the MikroTik is. Okay, and then at least you have heard of it. Ubiquiti also use Linux. Juniper is based on FreeBSD, and then you can see firewall XYZ that is based on Unix. Okay, either Unix or Linux or FreeBSD. Okay, so many appliances are based on Linux. Why? Because it's open source, and then it allows people to modify the source code, and then you can build new products based on that. Okay, so it's free, it's open, and then it's also open networking initiative, also DevOps, yeah, development and operations, and then more networking jobs are automated. Okay, and then even the networking stack now is open to be customized. So previously the vendors already put their algorithm into the the hardware. Okay, for example, if you buy a routers and then the router is already programmed by the vendors. Okay, if you buy product from MikroTik, MikroTik already configure here and there. This is how you configure IP address. Here, this is how IP address works. This is how OSPF works. All of them are done by the vendor itself based on the RFC that is agreed by the community. Okay. So everything, so all programming things are done by vendors. Now we can customize how the networking behave. So it means that, for example, our address resolution protocols, now you can customize that when a packet, when a frame coming, and then it's up to you how you want to forward the incoming frame. For example, you want to block it, you want to whatever. So it's up to you. You can reprogram your own network, and then for that purpose, it really requires a programming skills. Okay, right. So some Linux skill for network engineers are here, in my opinion. Okay, because I'm working in both worlds. Okay, I'm also a network engineer, I'm also a system engineer, and also I'm doing a programming things. So first, for the current network engineer, most likely you will have a basic Linux skills like managing files and directory. So you must be familiar with the CD for change directory, MV for moving files and directory, and then also text processing tools like a tail, head, checking, uh, for example, a cut for checking is there any search pattern in a file. Also text editors like VI. Okay, VI, this is, I mean, in my opinion, is very important because VI available in every Unix. Okay, you can use Nano, of course, but in some places, for example, if you're working in operating Solaris operating system, they don't provide they don't provide Nano editor. Okay. Also, you need to learn about the file system, right? File systems, and then also you need to learn about the user group permissions and ownership. Okay, so how to create user, how to delete user, how to lock user. Okay, how to define password for users, and then grouping, how to group users, because you can see many questions that are from beginners are mostly related to these things. Either is permission related or ownership related. Access denied, access denied, access denied. Why? You can check in the log because if, for example, your script cannot access this. Why? Because in Unix, in Linux, there is a concept for permission and ownership. So it's not like a Windows where everyone is the same. Everyone is administrator. Okay, Unix is different. Okay, you have a level of permission on of and also ownership that owns the objects. So Unix has an object. The object can be files or directory, and on every object they have a permissions and ownership for that. So you need to be able to manage. Also, you should be able to manage a process. So when you log into a Unix, you need to be able to manage a process. and then manage software, install software, remove software, and then configure the software, manage services, okay, and then you need to do a scripting or programming as part of, and also the automation. So scripting and automation here is related to the configuration for network device. Automation as well, okay. And also the it's quite hot topic here regarding the DevOps, because currently if you are a network engineer, okay, currently, I mean, in my experience, currently you're not just responsible. Okay, I'm just responsible for my critic. I just configure here and there, but that's not enough. Okay, uh, because your organizations also usually they have a team for building an application, and then you need to be able to work with them. That's why uh, you need to understand the version control system, VCS. For example, Git. Git is the most de facto version control system owned by used by many companies. Okay, many organizations use Git. Okay, and then you must put a profile on Git. Okay, when using Git, I mean not always a GitHub. Usually, when you are applying for a job, they are asking where's your repository on GitHub. Okay. Other things you need to know is about the container. Okay, like Docker or any container. So mostly when we talk about container, I talk about Docker. Okay, but it's not always the case. Okay, but Docker is very popular. But this is not only the one and the only container solution on Linux. Next is also virtualizations. Here you can see you can learn about OpenStack, okay, VMware, okay, VMware, maybe Proxmox, okay. Many organizations also use Proxmox and other stuff. Also, cloud, for example, GCP, Ali Cloud, AWS, DigitalOcean, and others. Okay, I can see some of the chat here. Okay, so basically some people are 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 commenting why do we speak in English, because I have to I have to welcome the guests, and then one of the guests here are not from Indonesia. They are from overseas, and then they cannot speak Indonesian. So I'll be speaking in English. So I'm really sorry for that. Okay. I'm comfort in English. I'm from Dhaka. Okay. Come on, Acho. Yeah. So I was working in Dhaka in 2006, many years ago.
আমি ভালো আছি।
Oh, ভালো আছি. Yeah. Come on, Acho. Thank you. Dhonobad.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. Welcome. Yeah. So Kemon Acho means how are you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Apa kabar? Yeah, in Indonesia. Thank you.
I'm fine.
Thank you. Right. Okay. Let's continue
Okay.
then. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. So these are the Linux skill for network engineer. I mean, you don't have to learn all of them, but if you are, and then that will be a very benefit for you. Okay. Next. Okay, it's time for live practice. Okay, let me prepare the username and password. Okay, let me give you the.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
There is one question from Mas Ahmad Yanwar Firdaus.
Okay.
What makes Linux or Unix and open source? You can just check the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can
box.
see them here.
Sorry. Thank you.
So what makes Linux or Unix an open source OS? Well, by design, they are already open source from since the beginning. Okay, because when they open the source code, everyone can see, and then everyone can contribute. Of course, reading the source code, it's not that easy. Okay, so you need to understand the C language. You need to know how to compare. When I was studying in overseas in Sydney, in Australia, uh, we were forced. I took a telecommunication at the time. Yeah. And then in one course, in one subject, we were given a project to develop a client server and a proof of concept for client server application, and then the source code are based on a C programming. Actually, you have two options. Okay, either you can use C programming, C language, or Java. So at the time I use C, and then yeah, I learned how to code to do coding with C. Yeah, it was very fun. At least I understand. I had a more deeper understanding about how networking works in the perspective of operating system. It means that I have to set up I have to open the port, okay, and then when the port is open, either it's TCP or UDP, and then I have to do a listening, okay. I listen to the port, okay. So it means that we have to do, okay, technically you can use a while loop, okay, in that programming, and then you have to always ready standby to receive a request, because you're developing a software for the server side. The application is for a server side. Right, so I think that answered the question. So what makes Unix or Linux open source? Yeah, because they designed open source in the beginning, okay? Right, so I will give you details to log in, okay. Okay, I will send to everyone. So check your chat box here. Okay, those are the the information. So the address is there, the port is there, username you can choose live practice or 1 to 5, and then the password is also there. Okay, so I have a question here regarding certificate. Well, for that one you need to ask the admin. Okay, you can chat the admin privately for that. Okay, so I'm now logging into the routers. I mean the servers. Yeah, we can just practice some Linux command. So because perhaps most of you are familiar with the networking commands like Cisco or MikroTik, but here we try to do some commands in for Unix. Okay, I have questions. How long is it valid for practice? Just during the webinar. After the webinar close, and then I will turn off the server. Okay, so right now I will log in as username here. Look, if you have any questions, you can unmute your microphone here so that we can practice. You can do practice here. Oh, I can see some of you already log in. Yeah, right. Thank you. Great. Okay, so I need to type the address. Okay, beware if you wrongly type your password, and then the system will block your IP address. Okay. Right. It seems like Yeah, okay. I can see some of you already log in. Right. So, okay. I can see here some of you already log in. Great. That is great. Okay, let me check. Okay. Okay, let's try some simple commands. Okay, how to create or to check the directory that you are in now. So for that purpose, you can check pwd. Okay, print working directory. So this is this is my operating this is my own directory right now. So Unix, I think better if we understand how the file system on Unix works, okay? Because usually we start with a good concept for Unix, okay? So right now, so I can go, if so the first command is pwd, yeah, for print working directory. Can you see my screen or not? Hello. Oh, you cannot see a terminal. Right. So sorry. So I need to I need to share the whole desktop. Right. Okay. Let me share. Right. Sorry for that. Okay. Desktop 2. Share. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen now? Okay. So the first command is pwd for telling you the which directory that you are in now. Okay, so currently you are in the home directory. Okay, inside the home directory you have a live practice directory. So you have a directory inside a directory. Okay, so you can go to root. Okay, so I think better if when we do today tonight is to learn the concept of FHS. Okay, file hierarchy standard. Yeah. So in Unix, it's always start with slash. This one is called root. Okay, root. Because Unix is like a tree. So when you have a tree, right, and then you have a tree, right, and then you have branches here. Oh, sorry, and then you have leaf. Okay, so the root start from the bottom. Unix is not. Unix is the upside down. So the root at the Unix is located at the top. Okay, and then after Unix, then we have several directories here. For example, home. Okay, and then we have etc. Okay, and then we have USR. We have var. Okay, and then inside the home we have just like what we have here. Practice 1, and then we have practice 2, we have 3, 4, and others. Okay, so that's the concept of Unix FHS. Okay, FHS, so file hierarchy standard. So it means that the Unix directory structure is the structure for Unix directory in an operating system. Okay, so it's not like a Windows. In Windows, you have C directory, you have D directory, right? And then you have E directory here, which is showing you that the partition, okay? A partition, but on Unix, you will never see any partition because it's already there. And then it's already been designed that, okay, these are the structure for directory. So FHS is all about the structure of directory. Okay. Right, so I can see some of you put a command here. Yeah, and then type some comments. Oh, okay, so some of you are having problem of accessing the server. Yeah, you have to log in through SSH, and therefore you have to download the SSH client. Okay, one of the famous SSH client is PuTTY. Great, so I can see some of you already log in. That's great. Okay, so we just learned after we know the concept of FHS, and then we can now have a journey in the operating system. Okay, so currently we are in home live practice. We can go up to one level. For changing directory, we can use cd dot dot. So cd 2 times, double dot means I want to go up. Okay, here I'm at directory home. So pwd again. So now my directory is different. Okay, so I'm at home directory. Go to slash pwd, and then I'm at the top of the file system. Okay. Next is how do I go back to the home directory? We call it home directory. It looks like your my document directory if you are using Windows. Okay, so I'm now at the pw. Okay, I check pwd, and then I want to go back to my home directory. So what I can do is just cd enter, and then I will be back automatically to my home directory. So I'm logging in as live practice user, and then because of that, I'm at the automatically when I log in, I usually be put into my own home directory, right? Okay, so we are playing with CD now. You will not see this kind of command in what is it, in MikroTik or other network appliances, because this is Unix. All right, so hopefully you can follow my instruction here. You can check my own screen here. So just follow along what I'm doing. All right, so that was the CD, and then pwd. Okay, and then next, what if we want to display the content of directory? We can use ls. Ls means list, so it means here I can see nothing here. Okay, so what if we try to display other directory? So it means that there are two ways. So you can use ls and then the name of directory. At this time, use dot, that is symbol for the current directory. Okay, so nothing here. Ls dot. So if I want to display my parent directories, we can use ls dot dot, and then here it is. Here we have live practice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that you can log in with those username. Okay, ls dot dot. What happens if I want to display the directory at the root level? So you can just type ls slash, and then here there are. Okay. Okay, so here you can see the structure of the root operating system. You have a home directory, etc directory, dev, CGI bin, private, SSL, TMP, USR, FAR, and so on and so forth. Okay. Okay, I have a comment. I have a chat here, connection refuse. I don't know what's going on. Perhaps the port is blocked by your ISP, because some ISP, they are blocking the some ports. Okay, maybe the ports are used for spreading malware or other stuff. Other reasons, perhaps because you have unstable connection. So please try another connection. Okay. Right. So okay, let's continue. So ls means to display. What happens if you want to create a file? Okay, so you can create a file, for example, touch, and then type your name here, Achmad .txt. Oops, so where am I now? Okay, so I'm back at my home directory, and then I can type touch. So I just want to create a blank file, Achmad.txt, for example, and then I can check ls. Okay, so for those who are already logged in, okay, you can try. Okay, type your name, and then so that we can see. Okay, I'm here. Not oh, okay, that's great. I can see Leon, Agung, Eka Sasmita, Fiera, Calvin. Okay, great, great. Thank you. Next, is it possible if multiple persons sign the same SSH account? Yes, this is the example. Okay, so now you can see here another example of ls. We call it here -l. That one is used for displaying the content in more details. Okay, so as you can see, so all of us are logged in as the same person, same username, which is live practice. Okay, yeah, so I'm logged, even though I'm Ahmad, but I'm here from the server's perspective. Our username is same. So you can see here. Oh, okay, maybe we can add a new one. We can add a directory. So if you want to create a directory, the command is mkdir, like a make directory, and then type your name, Ahmad dir, for example. So add additional dir for your own directory. And then there you go, it's done. And then you can check again. Okay, please check. Oh, yeah, thank you. So Leon, Rahma, okay, thank you, Rahma dear. Yeah, great. Anyone else? Okay, please also do. So it's good, right? So we are doing same things together. Calvin dear, thank you. Okay, Fira, are you guys with me? Okay. Okay, seems Fira is lost, so not following us anymore. That's fine. Right, so that's how it works. Okay, so ls. And then we can see it here. It's the code. So when you do ls -l, you can check in the first column here. It's called the permission. The first digit, you can see it's minus or D. D means the files is directory. Minus means it is the directory is sorry, the object the object is a file. Okay, so when you do ls -l, when they see this is minus or minus, it means it is a file. D means directory, and then 3 here means the owner. So the owner permission. Okay, and then here is the group permission, and then the 3 here is the last 3 here means the other permission. All right. Okay, so I have one question from Ahmad Janor Firdaus. What's the difference between Linux and DOS? Oh, they are different, man. Linux, especially with the kernel. So Linux has this concept of permission ownership. user and group, while DOS everything is the same. No, it's not. Okay, so you will not see ownership at the DOS. Okay, no. Everything is super admin at the DOS operating system. Next is Sigit Vibo. Can you repeat? Which one? Which one? Which topic do you want me to repeat? Oh, okay. So it's to 2030. Okay, that's fine. Well, actually, we want to try FIM. Oh, okay. Actually, we want to try a files here, an editor like FIM. So if you want to modify a files, okay, this is the last one because we only have 1 hour here. So right, okay. So this is our last exercise. Okay, Vim, Achmad.txt, I press enter and then I can see blank pages. Actually, this is not blank. You can type escape for a command mode. Okay, this is a VI, yeah, VI editor. If you want to escape, if you want to quit, press escape and then colon. Okay, you can see here's the colon and then Q and then press the exclamation mark. Okay, that's how you quit the software, and then you go back to the command line, the console. So VI is editor, Vim is VI improve, so it's an improvement of VI. Okay, but now in Unix operating system, in Linux operating system, VI and Vim are similar. It's just an alias to one another. Okay, colon WQ, yes. All right. Okay, I got for admins. Okay, so I have a GLC feedback here, and then somebody's asking about the feedback because it's banned in certain countries. Okay, I'll post the URL, feedback URL. Okay, everyone. Right, so I was stuck getting out of Vim. Well, that's why Vim is one skill that needs to be mastered for network engineer. Okay, because for example, it can, for example, Vim HTML, Vim Ahmad.html. Okay, so it also has ability for syntax highlighting. For example, you can type here HTML. Okay, see, and then it gives you a color, and then HTML, right? HTML. Okay, and then here, what you need, head, right? Head, and then head. See, and then press escape, and then colon W for writing, and then Q, and then done. Okay, that's one example. So if you see, so in the beginning, the size is 0, but after I do Vim, and then the size will be different. Oh, okay, I can see many of you are doing something here. Yeah, see, right. Well, guys, I think we have enough for today. I'm really sorry for that because currently we just only have 1 hour for the webinar. Vim is the best editor. Yes, I agree. A left button insert. I can exit them too. Nano. Oh, please. Look, guys, if you are using of Solaris operating system, you will not see Nano or IBM. So better use Vim. Okay, if they have Nano, okay, you have a bonus. But if they don't have, they must provide a VI. VI exists everywhere. Okay. Okay, so there is no nano here. I'm sorry, right? Oh, okay, there is a nano. Oh, okay, so I will delete them next time. Right, what about system administration certification? Yes, we provide certification for, because we also uh, doing Linux things like Red Hat certification or LFCSA, right? LFCSA. So it's a Linux Foundation, LFCSA, Linux Foundation Certified System Administrator. So it looks like RACSA. Okay, so this one is Linux Foundation, which is which supports many vendors like Debian. So when you do certification for LFCSA, the exam is online. Okay, so which is good. You don't have to go to their office to do the examination. So it's unlike Red Hat certification. So if you do Red Hat, you have to go to Jakarta or Singapore. So at the time I was in Singapore, I was doing my Red Hat certification. But for Linux Foundation, you can do it from your home. Of course, there is a requirement. For example, the environment has to be clean. Okay, there is no picture, there is no mirror when you do the exam. Okay. Right. So that's hopefully it answer your questions, right? About the certifications. Oh, nano is suck. Oh, please do not make a flavor here, okay? We want to make a piece here. You're stuck in VI, so it means that you're new. Right, okay. Guys, sorry guys, I think we have to stop the webinar. Thank you very much for coming. Please do not forget to fill in the what is it? The feedback forum. And also, before we stop, can you please put a topic that will be discussed in the future? Okay. Okay. Please write a topic. So in the future, future topics. Okay. So here it is. If you have a suggestion for topics, please write them here. Okay, please type. So this, do we have a certificate? Yes, but for details, you can ask admin. Okay. Okay, for LinkedIn. Okay, I will accept that. No worries. Okay, again, about the topics. Okay, so we really need the topics. If you have a suggestion for topics, please don't hesitate to write them here. Okay, I got one topic here about Docker. Okay, so we will okay, so we'll write them down, but we will schedule them in the. Okay, we will discuss them first. It doesn't mean that we already agree with the topic that you type here, because the topic can be already discussed in the previous webinar. Okay, so but feel free to type to put the suggestion, to write the suggestion here regarding the topics. Okay. Okay, so some of you discussed Docker and Kubernetes, but remember, our webinar is only 1 hour. Okay, if that 1 hour is enough for discussing Docker and Kubernetes, that's fine. And then if not, then that's okay. Okay, next is GitLab. Okay, GitLab is a good topic too. Okay, network automation, perhaps, yeah, okay. About Armbian. Okay, so the topics looks like more specific here. Okay, we'll discuss this as long as the topics that we are familiar with. So we do networking, we do system administration, and then we also do programming. So as long as your topic is within our interest area, and then it's okay for us to discuss it in our webinar. Next is, next webinar will be network automation. Okay. Okay, I have one suggestion here about regarding file permission. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, so for certification, please email to contact.glcnetworks.com. And then thank you very much, everyone. I will stop the screen share. And then I will really say thank you very much again for you attending this webinar. Hopefully you get some enlightenment, and life. Is that the correct word? I got an enlightenment about the topics. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the suggestions. See you again later.